What's up, gentlemen? Blaze Woods here, and I'm here to tell you about it's 2026, and there's one thing, if you're still doing it, if you're a man, need to quit doing porn, okay? Now, I know you're probably telling me, well, porn's harmless and stuff, it's just, it's really harmless. What's wrong with watching two people doing it? That stuff is powerful than you think, okay? It does all sorts of stuff. It destroys your manhood or something, which I will discuss that in a future video. But what I'm here to discuss you in this video is the myths of porn that you have been told about, and turns out are total lies. Okay, the number one myth of porn is that everybody's been telling you about this. This is the first myth of porn, which is watch more porn makes you better in bed. That is not true at all, okay? Yeah, you may think, that you were getting some tips from watching porn and stuff like that, but it causes all kinds of problems, like you watch so much porn. See, what porn does is that it fries your dopamine receptors, okay? And you get a dopamine overload, and that way, and you watch so much of it that when you finally do hook up with a spicy senorita, you can't do anything. And watching too much porn, masturbating to too much porn can also cause what I call PIED, P-I-E-D, which stands for porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Yeah, there are some people who have just been so exposed to porn that they can't get it up without watching it. And it's very sad. That's what I'm saying, that stuff is more powerful than most people think. And if you watch videos, you will see people like Terry Crews, who had all these videos exposing his little problem with porn and stuff, and how it really ruined his marriage. And it'll do that. It will ruin marriage. Yeah, so that myth about porn making you better in bed, don't believe it. Yeah, because as a matter of fact, I got a lady friend of mine who was telling me something, that she is not into guys that are into porn, and for very good reason. She says she used to date a guy who apparently was exposed to porn so much that he would have that have porn playing on his phone right behind her back while he was getting it on with her in bed. Okay, and this is a beautiful woman right here. Okay, if you can't get with a spicy senorita without watching an unstoppable stream of porn, you got a problem. Second myth of porn is that the women are having intense orgasms, so they must be enjoying it, right? That's where you're wrong. No, just like anything else, like any Hollywood movie that you see out there, it's complete acting. That's all it is complete acting, stuff like that. And the sad part is most of these porn stars are actually on usually some sort of controlled substance, or some of them even on anti-anxiety medicines, just to get to the scene. Yeah, it's very sad, that apparently that they do that so many times a day that they have to take some sort of medicine to get through that scene. See, it's very sad. Yeah, the porn industry is really dark. I don't care what anybody says, and I can kind of see why most of these organized religions are dead against porn. It's powerful than most people think, like I said before. Anyway, that's enough of that. Number three myth of porn is they say you gotta last 30 plus minutes to be a stud in bed. No, you do not. No, usually in real life, the standard time of sex is usually around 15 minutes, maybe 20 tops, but not 30 plus minutes, definitely not an hour. Okay, you go that long, you're gonna wear the girl out, and you're probably gonna wear yourself out. Probably wear your private part out too. Number four myth of porn that most men have been fed is that they have to go really fast in order to get a woman off. No, as you see in some of these porno movies, these guys are always doing that like a jackhammer. No. Hell no. The women in real life are not into guys who are going to go like a jackhammer. No, that can actually hurt a woman in real life. Yeah. No, you got to take your time with a woman. I mean, as simple as that. But this porn, people have watched porn so much, that they believe this stuff. It's crazy. The number five myth of porn is that teaches you that women are into half the stuff that they do in the porn videos. No, and that is definitely not true, okay? And I'll give you a good example. If you ever watched that show, That 70s Show, it was a popular show back in my teen years and stuff. It was really funny. Anyway, there was one episode where all the guys, they go to the theater and watch a porno movie, and Eric, that was Topher Grace's character, he gets in his mind that he was saying what all the guy was doing to the girl, and he's like, well, I think I'm doing all this stuff wrong. Apparently I'm not satisfying Donna that way. That's what I'm doing wrong with Donna. Wow, it was his girlfriend Donna, played by Laura Prepon and stuff. And then throughout the episode, it was really funny. I'm sorry, I'm getting laughing, tickled to death here. But anyway, it shows her in the bed, supposedly getting it on. It's a sitcom. They're not really. Anyway, they're supposed to get it on in the bed, and then he says, "Oh, if you like that, you're really gonna love this." And then, of course, it shows a close up to something in his room. You hear the porno groove music. Then all of a sudden, you hear Donna go, "Hey, what the hell?" It was funny. Yeah. Apparently, even though it didn't show it being a sitcom, he did something that he picked up in that porn that was not what she liked. Okay, so yeah, all that stuff you see the guys doing to the women in porn movies, women don't like that in real life. Okay, reality check. And the last myth that I can think of about porn is that basically it is that porn teaches you that the way that the guys seduce the women in the porn, that's the way women want to be seduced. That's not entirely true. That's the reason why a lot of people who have been exposed to so much porn and stuff like that, that's the reason why when you go out to bars or anything like that, they're antisocial, and they give women blank stares. And they're like total creeps and stuff, because see what it is that they get a dopamine overload, and they start seeing women and people in general as objects, and it's very sad. And I'm sorry, but it's very sad. There's so many people who are hooked on porn and stuff. They see people as objects, and that's the reason why that's also even ruined several marriages and stuff like that, because they start acting weird. So yeah, that myth of porn, like you see in a porn, somebody looking at a girl and doing this, like, no, women do not like that. You go to a bar in real life and start doing to a woman, she's out. So that's it, guys. That's all I can think of about all the myths of porn stuff. So it'll be in 2026. If you're still watching porn, now is the good time to stop watching porn stuff. And if you need any help, there's all sorts of these apps that'll help you quit porn and stuff like that. There's all sorts of. You might have to pay a little bit, but most of them are worth the penny and stuff, because they'll give you all sorts of deep breathing exercises to control your sexual urges and stuff. It's really good. Anyway, and I'm not going to be discussing what porn does to you in real life. That's going to be for another video that I plan on doing. So y'all stay tuned with that. I'm going to work on that video in the future about what porn does to you in real life. Okay, and if you like this video, don't forget to drop me one of these, and hit that subscribe button to keep up with my content, and hit the notifications bell that we can get notified every time I upload a video. And so yeah, just hit like, comment, subscribe, and remember, guys, as a man, it is up to you alone, to make masculinity great again.